he was just a very bad host for the masquerade. And there was this girl, I don't even know her name, who said she was going to give a concert at the beginning of the masquerade. It ended up being 10 songs. 10 songs, and she was like someone who is very obviously forces themselves to act like a stereotypical Japanese girl with terribly broken English, and she was so annoying. Her voice was so high, it was terrible. I hated it. And she just wouldn't stop singing. And I didn't want to stay there so late because, you know, I didn't want to have to take a really late train with drunk people, which I ended up doing, by the way. But the masquerade was not really, no good skits. From what I heard, the walk-ons, there's lots of controversy regarding the walk-on judging because they weren't actually judged. Some lady came backstage, looked over a few of them, and then during the judging they were like, best big group, this X-Men group, that's the only group in this damn walk-on contest. You know, like, best web series person, this person who's the only person from a web series in this contest. So it was just terrible. And then Mario Bueno, I guess is his name, he came on and sang. Why is he an idol? He cannot sing. No, he can't. He butchered the Power Rangers theme song, because he tried so hard, and you could tell, like, just watching him, you can tell he thinks very highly of himself, and that he's very obnoxious, and he just, like, he put riffs and runs all over the song, and it's like, if you're going to sing that song, people don't care to hear you sound really good, they want to hear karaoke with that song. And he sang the opening theme from Code Geass, which he did a little better on, but he was just annoying, and he was wearing a terrible wig, or it was his real hair, whatever it was, he needs to get rid of it, because it was ugly as hell. And that was pretty terrible. And then he did a skit. He did a Scott Pilgrim skit, which it was Scott Pilgrim versus Comic-Con. Sounds really great, but he didn't actually act like Scott Pilgrim. He didn't act like Michael Cera, which makes the Scott Pilgrim character. He was Mario Bueno, and that made Scott Pilgrim very obviously full of himself, which totally clashes with the actual character. And the way he scripted Ramona in his skit didn't make any sense either. It was just weird and bad. And anyway, thank God the masquerade finally ended when it did, and I went back to the house. I went to bed early that night, or as early as I could, because I didn't get back till like 1, but I went to bed as soon as I got home. And then Sunday I went to the con. I got there on time on Sunday. Thank God. I finally figured out all the ways to make the boots work on Sunday. And I had a private photo shoot with me, a Dagger cosplayer, my friend Kat, and my friend May was now cosplaying Makoto from 9, and we had a private shoot. That was fun. Sunday was still very crowded. I didn't even go into the dealer's room that day, except for I went in there to get one picture with the battle director of 9 again. I got a picture with him every day. He probably thinks I'm such a creep. I found his Facebook too, so I really am a creep. Just saying. Hide your kids. But, yeah. It was still very packed on Sunday, but it wasn't as bad as Saturday. But aside from the private photo shoot, nothing really happened Sunday. I was looking for the Zidane and Vivi that were at the con, because I saw the Vivi, and I heard there was a Zidane there. I just never got close enough to any of them to be like, hey, come take pictures with us. So that was very sad. But yeah, then Sunday, I walked around the city after the con. It's my first time in New York City, so it was amazing. I was walking around, and I got a $1 piece of pizza, which was amazing. New York pizza is really good. Then I got ice cream across the street. Times Square was beautiful. Got on my bus home. There were these crazy old Jamaican women on my bus that, like, they were arguing about religion with the driver and with each other. So the whole ride, that added an hour to the ride because they took so long to get off the bus at their stop. So then I missed the 10:47 bus from Atlantic City to my town, so I had to wait an hour, and then I left Atlantic City at midnight, basically. And the driver, he was like, oh, hold on, I want to go in Wawa and get a coffee. And like 10 minutes later, hold on, I want to get off the bus and take a cigarette break. And I was like, why? And he was like, oh, well, I just don't want the bus to get there too early. I was like, well, it's fine for it to be late, though. It was just stupid. And that was just terrible. Like, honestly, I could see the point of not wanting to be too early, but if it's 1 in the morning, no one's really waiting for the bus that bad that they would mind it being that early. So I finally got home and I just went straight to sleep. And now I'm trying to find pictures from the con, but they're actually very hard to find because this con doesn't have like an official Facebook group or page. Like there is one, I think, but the most recent pictures it has are from 2007. So I don't know like what I'm supposed to do with that. And looking online, it seems like a lot of people share the same opinion with me. They were just really disappointed with this con. I definitely was. I had very high expectations for it. Maybe that's why I didn't like it, but they needed to sell at least 300 less tickets than they did. There were so many people there. I was waiting in line half an hour to use an ATM machine on Sunday. I timed it. It was half an hour I was in that line to use one ATM machine because there were only 2 working ones by Sunday, and anyone that used the bathrooms on Saturday night knows just how bad they were. It was hard to find a working stall. And I mean, I didn't use them because I don't use public bathrooms, long story, but I was just going in there to change into a stall. I was looking around forever for one that wasn't just clogged beyond, like, it was just terrible. I know I say that word a lot. But, yeah, there were so many people there. That's what killed this con for me, is that it was just oversold on the amount of tickets. They needed to sell at least 300 less. The staff didn't know anything. I asked the staff questions. One would give me this, I asked them where something was. I'd get this direction from someone and this direction from another one. They just didn't know what they were doing. I know a few of them barely spoke English. The escalators were turned off lots of times. I don't know if that was another technical problem or what. And like I said, if a fire alarm had gone off like Otakon, people would have died at this convention. Because it's a smaller center with a bigger crowd. Otakon's a bigger center with a smaller crowd. Doesn't make sense, really. I mean, I think it's a bigger... I don't know. I'm not sure on the size of the centers because I'm not walking around with a damn yardstick. But, I mean, it was just bad. And if they're going to have that many people there, they need a clear division. Anime Fest. Comic-Con. Not for the whole convention, maybe for the dealer's room. They did a good job with the artist alley separating it, but the staff didn't know which one was which. I asked the staff, is this the Anime Fest one? They said yes. I went in, oh look, it's Comic-Con, it's the Comic-Con artist alley. Great, I'm so happy to be here. I know I say a lot too, but I'm very tired still from yesterday. And then Saturday they ran out of chicken at like 5 o'clock. Like, what's up with that? Like, I want chicken. Am I not allowed to have chicken? They're just discriminating against me because I'm wearing a man thong. That's all. I could see that. It's very transparent. Yeah, I'm just trying to think of other ways to improve this con, and all I keep coming back to is sell less tickets. It's already been confirmed that the cons are merged again next year. I just hope that they learn their lesson, and for the dealer's room, maybe separate it, or just give, like, a small floor to the Anime Fest people. I don't know. But they have to do something because I, for one, I might go next year, but if I find out somehow that it's going to be the same way as it was this year, I'm not going. Because it was just that, I mean, it was fun. I had a lot of fun with all the people I met and all the people I was there with. It was fun, but it wasn't funny enough to where I would go there and get stomped on again and have people bump into me and shove me. Because one person, I wrote it as my status earlier, when I was leaving the dealer's room on Friday, or maybe it was Saturday, I don't know, but this one kid was staring at me as I was about to go down the escalator, and his friend was like, dude, no, that's a trap, that's a guy. And he was like, I know I shouldn't like this, but I like it so good. And then he was like, Kuja, what have you done to me? And I was like, you know. And then I went down the escalator. Yeah, that was probably another highlight of the con, was just that whole exchange. Well, that's all. I hope anyone that did go to Comic-Con enjoys it, and I'll see you guys later.